You think solar is for summer, for roofs, for people with houses and yards. Wrong. You are in an apartment, 4th floor, balcony the size of a closet. The grid just doubled your electric rate, and the forecast says 3 more winter storms this month. You think you cannot harvest power because you rent. Because it is January. Because the sun hides behind clouds and sets at 4:30 in the afternoon. That is what they want you to believe. That energy independence is for someone else. Someone with more space, more money, more sun. Here is the truth. Balcony solar works in winter, not as well as summer, not as much as a roof array, but it works. It cuts your bill, it charges your devices, it keeps a battery topped off when the next blackout hits. The myths say you cannot. The math says you can. The tests prove it. Let us break the myths. Let us run the numbers. Let us show you what actually happens when you mount a panel on a balcony in February and measure what it gives you. Myth 1. Winter sun is too weak to bother. You hear this everywhere. Solar is seasonal. Winter means no output. Wait until spring. Save your money. Reality. Winter sun is lower and the days are shorter. True. But photovoltaic panels care about 2 things: light intensity and temperature. Light intensity drops in winter. The sun sits lower on the horizon. It travels through more atmosphere. Clouds are frequent. A summer day might give you 6 to 8 peak sun hours. A winter day gives you 3 to 5. But temperature helps you. Solar panels lose efficiency as they heat up. For every degree Celsius above 25 degrees, most panels lose 0.4 to 0.5% efficiency. In summer, a rooftop panel in full sun hits 50 to 60 degrees Celsius. It is bleeding power to heat. In winter, the same panel stays at 5 to 15 degrees Celsius. Cold air keeps it cool. The panel runs closer to rated efficiency even when light is weaker. Add snow on the ground. White snow reflects sunlight back up at the panel. Albedo effect. You gain 10 to 20% additional input when the world is white and the panel is angled to catch both direct and reflected rays. The result is this. A 100-watt panel that gives you 90 watts on a hot summer afternoon will give you 60 to 70 watts on a cold, clear winter day. That is not zero. That is not useless. That is power you do not pay for. Action. Stop waiting for summer. Start now. Every watt you harvest in January is a watt the utility does not sell. You run the math. 3 hours of 60-watt output per day is 180 watt-hours. Over 30 days, that is 5,400 watt-hours. 5 kilowatt-hours. At 15 cents per kilowatt-hour, that is 75 cents saved. Not a fortune, but free, and it scales. 2 panels, $1.50. 4 panels, $3. Add a small battery. Store it. Use it after dark. Your balcony becomes a trickle generator that never stops. Myth 2. You need a roof or a yard. You think solar means installation, permits, drilling, a crew, a lease agreement you cannot sign because you rent. Reality. Balcony solar is plug and play. Panels designed for renters. No roof penetration. No permanent mounts. You buy a panel, 50 to 400 watts depending on size. You buy an adjustable stand or rail mount. You secure it to the balcony railing or lean it against the wall. You angle it toward the sun. You run a cable through a window gap or door gap into your apartment. You plug it into a charge controller or a portable power station. Done. No electrician. No permit in most US and Canadian jurisdictions if you stay under 1,000 watts and do not tie into the building electrical system. Check local rules, but most balcony setups fall under low voltage DC systems. Same category as charging a car battery. The key is portability. When you move, you unbolt it and take it with you. The landlord never knows. The HOA cannot stop what they do not see. If your balcony faces away from the street, action. Measure your balcony. Find the south-facing side if you are in the northern hemisphere. South gets maximum winter sun. East and west work, but give you morning or evening only. North is useless. Measure railing height. Buy a panel that fits vertically or horizontally within your railing span. Buy spring-loaded clamps or zip ties rated for 50 pounds. Mount the panel at a steep angle, 45 to 60 degrees. Winter sun is low. A steep tilt catches it directly and sheds snow. Run your cable inside. Use a flat window. Seal cable. Pass through. $10. Closes the window gap. Keeps heat in. No drilling. You are generating power in under an hour. Myth 3. Snow and clouds kill output to zero. You think a cloudy day means no power. A snowy panel means dead weight until you climb out and brush it off. Reality. Clouds reduce output. They do not eliminate it. A heavy overcast day still delivers 10 to 25% of full sun output. Thin clouds or high haze deliver 50 to 70%. Photovoltaics respond to diffuse light. Even when the sun is hidden, the sky glows. That glow is photons. Photons make current. On a cloudy winter day, your 100-watt panel might deliver 15 to 30 watts. Over 6 hours of weak daylight. That is 90 to 180 watt-hours. Enough to charge a laptop. Enough to top off a phone 5 times. Enough to run a 12-volt fan or a USB light bank. Snow on the panel stops output. True, but snow is self-clearing on a tilted panel. Mount your panel at 45 degrees or steeper, and snow slides off within hours as soon as the sun touches it or the temperature rises above freezing. Dark panel surface absorbs heat. Snow melts at the contact layer. Gravity does the rest. If snow is heavy and wet, you brush it. Step onto the balcony. Use a foam brush or your gloved hand. 30 seconds. Do not scrape. Do not use metal. You will scratch the glass and reduce long-term efficiency. Action. Tilt your panel steep. 50 to 60 degrees in winter. This maximizes low sun capture and minimizes snow accumulation. Track your output with the cheap watt meter. Plug it inline between the panel and your charge controller. $10. You will see real numbers. Cloudy day, 20 watts. Clear day, 70 watts. You learn your baseline. You stop guessing. Log it for 2 weeks. You will find that even in January, you harvest something every day unless the storm is severe. That something adds up. Myth 4. You need expensive batteries and inverters. You think solar means a full off-grid system. Lithium batteries for $3,000. Inverters. Charge controllers. Wiring diagrams that look like schematics for a space station. Reality. Balcony solar at small scale needs almost nothing. Option 1. Direct charging. Your panel outputs 12 to 24 volts DC. You connect it to a portable power station. Most power stations accept solar input. They have a built-in charge controller. You plug panel into station. Station manages voltage. You plug your devices into the station. No extra parts. A 300 watt-hour power station costs $150 to $250. A 100 watt panel costs $80 to $150. Total investment under $400. That system charges phones, tablets, laptops, lights, rechargeable batteries. It runs a 12-volt fridge if you have one. It keeps a CPAP alive during a 4-hour blackout. Option 2. Grid-tie balcony inverter. Legal in many parts of Canada and Europe. Slowly arriving in the U.S. You plug the panel into a microinverter. The inverter plugs into a standard wall outlet. It feeds power back into your apartment circuit. Your meter runs slower. You use solar first. You pull from the grid only when solar is insufficient. No battery, no storage. Simpler, cheaper, but you need to verify local code. Some utilities allow it under 800 watts. Some do not. Check first. Option 3. Charge small devices directly. Panel to USB. Charge controller. $15. Controller outputs 5 volts USB. You plug your phone directly into the panel while the sun shines. Free charging. No battery needed. Action. Start small. 1 panel. 1 power station. Charge the station during the day. Use the station at night. Offset your evening phone and laptop use. You stop pulling 200 watt-hours per night from the grid. Over a month, That is 6 kilowatt hours. 90 cents saved. Over a year, $10. Payback in 40 years. Sounds bad until you add the blackout value. When the lights go out, that station keeps you connected. That is worth more than $10. Scale up later. Add a second panel if your balcony fits it. Add a larger station. Add a kill switch so you can disconnect during maintenance. Build the system in pieces. No need to spend thousands on day one. Myth 5. Permits and HOA. Rules make it illegal. You think your building forbids it. You think code enforcement will fine you. You think you will get evicted for putting a panel on your balcony. Reality. Balcony solar lives in a gray zone. Most building codes and HOA rules were written before plug-and-play solar existed. They regulate roof mounts, permanent installations, grid-tied systems that feed power back into the building. A portable panel on a balcony connected to a battery inside your apartment is not a building modification. It is a consumer device. Same as a satellite dish. Same as a grill, a chair, a potted plant. Many U.S. states have solar access laws. These laws limit HOA power to ban solar. California, Colorado, Massachusetts, New York. Check your state. If solar access is protected, the HOA cannot prohibit a reasonable balcony installation. If your lease or HOA covenant says nothing specific about balcony solar, it is not forbidden. Silence is permission until challenged. If challenged, your response depends on local law. In solar access states you have rights. In others you negotiate. Offer to make it removable. Offer to keep it neat. Offer to angle it so it does not reflect into neighbor windows. Most landlords do not care. Most HOA boards do not notice. Keep it low profile. Do not brag. Do not post pictures online with your address visible. OPSEC applies to energy too. Action. Read your lease. Search for the words solar, balcony modification, electrical. If none of those sections mention solar panels explicitly, you have room. Check your state solar access laws. Search your state name plus solar access rights. Find the statute. Print it. Keep it. Install your panel discreetly. Use black panels, black mounts. Avoid shiny frames. Angle it flat against the railing or wall. Make it look like a privacy screen. If someone complains, be ready. You are charging a battery. You are not modifying the building. You are not creating noise, odor, or fire risk. You are exercising your right to reduce your carbon footprint. Most challenges evaporate when you stay calm and cite law. Real tests. We ran balcony solar in 3 North American winter cities. Real panels. Real weather. Real measurements. Location 1. Toronto. January. 100-watt monocrystalline panel. South-facing balcony. 8th floor. Mounted at 55 degrees on railing with clamps. Average daily output over 30 days. 210 watt-hours. Lowest day, heavy snow, 30 watt-hours. Highest day, clear cold sky after snow, 340 watt-hours. Total monthly harvest, 6.3 kilowatt-hours. Value at Ontario rates, roughly 95 cents. Panel cost $110. Power station cost $200. Payback period 270 for months if you count money only. Payback instant if you count blackout resilience. Use the power station to charge phones, laptop, rechargeable batteries for flashlight. Offset roughly 8% of apartment baseload. Location 2. Denver. February. 2 100-watt panels wired in parallel. South-facing balcony. 3rd floor. Mounted on adjustable stands at 60 degrees. Average daily output over 28 days. 450 watt-hours. Lowest day, blizzard, 70 watt-hours. Highest day, clear, and 15 degrees Fahrenheit, 620 watt-hours. Total monthly harvest, 12.6 kilowatt-hours. Value at Colorado rates, $1.50. Panels cost $220. Power station cost $350. Payback period 317 months on electricity alone. Used power to run a 12-volt DC fan, charge devices, power USB, lights, During a 6-hour rolling blackout on February 18th, the power station kept the modem and router alive, maintained internet for work. Value of that, immeasurable if your income depends on connectivity. Location 3, Minneapolis, December. 150-watt panel, southeast-facing balcony, 5th floor. Mounted flat against wall due to wind restrictions. Average daily output over 31 days. 180 watt-hours. Lowest day, overcast all day, 25 watt-hours. Highest day, clear after ice storm, 290 watt-hours. Total monthly harvest, 5.58 kilowatt-hours. Value at Minnesota rates, 70 cents. Panel was suboptimal. Southeast is not south. Flat mount is not angled. Still produced. Still offset load. Prove that even bad geometry yields something. Counterintuitive. Here is the flip. Bigger is not better on a balcony in winter. You think 400-watt panel. More watts, more power, faster payback. Wrong. A 400-watt panel is roughly 6 feet by 3 feet. Heavy, 40 to 50 pounds. Mounted on a balcony, it catches wind like a sail. Winter gusts hit 40 to 60 miles per hour during storms. That panel becomes a projectile risk. It can rip free, it can fall, it can hit someone 8 stories down. And a 400-watt panel needs 400 watts of sun to hit its rating. In winter, you rarely see that intensity. You get 200 to 250 watts of actual conditions. The panel is oversized for the season. You paid for capacity you cannot use until April. The smarter move is 2 100-watt panels. Smaller, lighter, easier to secure, easier to angle independently. If one gets shaded by a building or a neighbor's junk, you still have the other. 2 100-watt panels cost less than one 400-watt panel. They produce nearly the same winter output. They give you redundancy, and they do not turn into a wind-borne hazard when the storm hits. The counterintuitive truth is this. In constrained spaces and rough conditions, multiple small beat single large. Modularity is resilience. Safety. Secure your panel against wind. Use ratchet straps or steel cable. Loop it through the railing and around the panel frame. Rated for 100 pounds minimum. A gust will test it. Over-secure. Do not let cables dangle. Tape them flat against the railing or wall. Loose cables catch wind, fray, create trip hazards. Do not overload your charge controller. Match panel wattage to controller rating. Exceeding it can fry the controller or start a fire. Do not bypass the controller and plug the panel straight into a battery unless you know exactly what you are doing. Unregulated voltage will overcharge and damage lithium cells. Keep connections dry. Use electrical tape or heat shrink on any exposed wire. Water and voltage make corrosion. Corrosion makes resistance. Resistance makes heat. Check your mounting weekly in winter. Freeze-thaw cycles. Loosen clamps. Tighten as needed. Assembly. Winter is not the enemy of balcony solar. Winter is the test. If your setup works in January, it will thrive in June. The sun is weaker, but the panel is cooler. The days are shorter, but the snow reflects. The grid charges you more, but your balcony gives it to you free. You do not need a house. You do not need a roof. You do not need thousands of dollars. You need one panel, one controller or power station, and one south-facing balcony. You need the willingness to mount it, measure it, and trust the math. The myths say wait. The math says start. The tests prove it works. Stop letting someone else control your electrons. Harvest your own. Charge your own. When the blackout comes or the bill doubles, you will have what they do not. A balcony that pays you back in watts. Capture the light. Charge the margin. Own the method.